I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. How are you all doing today? Yesterday someone said we should do these live more often. And I said, you know what? I'm going to. And I'll bet you nobody believed me. I bet you someone said, yeah, whatever. Here we are. How are you today? Hope you guys are great. I'm still kind of the touch screen is fine until I'm in a live stream. And I probably shouldn't use the touch screen or touch screen. It doesn't seem to, I can hit the wrong thing really easily. Whereas with a cursor, less likely. So it's a gorgeous day here. I got a lot of stuff done. I've got an interesting weekend. I'm leaving this weekend. Going to parts unknown. I will not be disclosing where I'm at, but I will be going to a location with utter solitude. Dominic Wallace, good to see you, man. Balaki, I feel better already. Wade, good to see you. Green Mini Me, Zach is first, he says. So I'm going to be leaving. I don't know if my flight is Friday. Wade Martins gets a shout out. You bet, dude. T. Louise G. Good to see you. So it'll either be Friday or Saturday that I'm cutting out of here. I'm not quite sure. How is my tolerance? Oh, Again, I look like I'm on a green screen. My head in the background doesn't look real. Maybe it's the angle. Burn your tongue. Simply spicy stuff. Hello. Diz. See you, dude. Aussie. The Massive Stone. John Balaki says, hey, Johnny and the rest of the crew, good to see y'all. We got back-to-back Balakis. You got Balaki bookends. It happens. It doesn't happen all the time. I've seen it a handful of times. If you're in the chat, you see a Balaki Richardson. Right under there, Balaki Anderson. Two Balakis. They're better than one. Lassie, good to see you. Good to see you, Zach. Zach, there is the love of my life, Chili Mama Bird. So good to see you. So she knows all the stuff going on. I tell her everything. Tampa B-Man, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Your daughter's a chili head. I love that. Jasek Ballagain. I think I said it right this time. I butchered that horrifically yesterday. Fred Graves, good to see you. Tell us everything. I can't tell you guys everything. Tell Bree everything. Like I really do. Boy, it's funny. The second I sit down, the birds just come around. It's like when I'm out here without the computer in front of me, I think they look at me like, he may want to eat us. Better not go too close. But the second the computer's open and I'm talking, sanctuary, birds everywhere. All over the feeders. Boy, I don't know if you saw the short I uploaded yesterday. Oh, did you see the short? When I tell you that squirrel came within, she had her paws on the bird. I don't know if you saw it. She had her paws on the bird. This bird was in the feeder. She did that cat thing, got there real quick, had her paws on it, and lost it. It was crazy. I want to let you know I'm a huge fan, says Wade Martins. Thank you. I appreciate that, Wade. A lot. Rico Dorsey, good to see you again, man. Active skies today, folks. Very active. So in my hand, I have some seriously hot tincture. Omega tincture. Vintage, 24 months, 2 years, people. Made with 50% more powder. This stuff is wicked hot. Can I get my number? What do you mean my number? Ray, good to see you. It's my favorite hot sauce. I don't know. Heard you. Good to see you. Dunkin' Kids. I'm not really sure. How eye drops. The stuff is, for the record, just so if you're like, what's Omega? Omega's rivals the hottest pot I've ever had. It's as hot as the one I had was as hot as a chocolate primatale. It was as hot as the Louisiana Creeper. They all kind of arrive at their peak differently. To your health, to my health. L'chaim. Listen to what Balaki says. 37 of us and only 16 likes. I'm going to sneeze. That doesn't happen too often. Sometimes I do something really hot and I sneeze. It's a good thing. It's coming. It's coming. Maybe not. Lisa I've got my husband hooked on watching your challenges. There's a whole lot of them. Like, I was looking at it. Let me tell you, I can tell you exactly how many. I just uploaded one 20 minutes ago. I don't know if you saw it. You probably haven't seen it yet. 20 minutes ago, I uploaded another one. We have 5,447 videos altogether. But as far as just challenges, I am up to, let me tell you, give me one second. I'm sorry, you guys. Navigating this. 570 of them. You know what I'm pretty proud of, by the way? None of them are sissy challenges. Every one of them is a legit challenge. I want Jesse's Girl. It's a great song, man. Tommy and I are going to do that in the backyard. He sings great. I can play that song. We're going to do that song. My mouth is on fire. Next time, Squirrel. She's going to get it. Listen, it's funny. Here's the funny part. The feeder that the bird was camping up in, she sits inside the house on the carpet at the base and just stares at that. She posts up there in the morning and just stares at that thing. So she knows. She gets it. She's like, okay, they're there. And now when she comes out, she used to come out. Here's the funny thing about Squirrel. My mouth is on fire. She used to come out of the house and go all the way to the pool walkway. She'd go all the way to the walkway and then go that way. Now she hugs the house and hugs the wall because she has a funny feeling. There's going to be a bird there. So she's going to get one. My view of the eclipse was horrific. My future mother-in-law is listening in Oz. See how beautiful Bree is? You see her mom. You can see why. For real. Bree's daughters, they're gorgeous. Hi, Mom. Put a bird bath in front of the window. She'll love it. Yeah, she knows when the birds. And then when the birds are out, she does that little chatter thing, that little chirp thing. I've read about that. You know what some people say about the little chirp thing? They say that they're trying to imitate, like, sound like a bird. I think she's just frustrated. Like, man, they're right there. I can't eat them. Right there. Look at them. 10 feet away. I can't. By the time I go over there, they'll be gone. That's what she's doing, I think. Wade Martin says, what's my favorite pod? My favorite pod is, for the last several years, it's been the Killer Yellow, which is a yellow Primatali. But as of late, I've really been into the chocolate pods. So I don't know what will happen this year. Robert Springs, good to see you. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking me. Dominic Wallace, are you a religious man? I am a believer, a very strong believer, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm religious. I think there's a difference. Lisa White, he's impressed with how little you sweat. I don't sweat too often. He thought the challenge when you drank 7 of the case wasn't fair to you. He thinks it was the heat as much as that was a dumb challenge. It was just a stupid challenge. It was the only challenge I've done from the company of this shirt. I knew it was. I think this. It's ready. Now, there's one other challenge I did where I knew going into it, it's a failure. Because everyone I got a shot at, I'm like, even they're all hard, but it's like I don't want to fail anything. I don't like tapping out. I don't like saying, I hate that. So I knew I was going to fail that before I started. I think if you gave me 12 5-ounce bottles of water and said, drink them. That's a tall order. You know what I mean? But hot. Felfalati hot sauce. Nice to be live chatting. Felfalati hot sauce is my favorite hot sauce in all of Egypt. That is all of Egypt. You think he's the only hot sauce maker? Forget about it. There's plenty. He's amazing. Heard you up. Johnny Hiccup for the first time ever, thanks to Hellfire. It happened. I can't tell you how stoked I was for that. Almost embarrassing. I never watched videos of myself. There's so many comments about how joyous I looked. So I went and looked at that. I was like, oh. It's like cringy. Cringy. I'm a pepper nerd. That's what I am. It is what it is. Star Wars Ladybug, the Bollinger Bunch. Good afternoon, Pepperhead. You spelled Pepperhead wrong, but thank you. Metal Music Maniac. I feel like we need to chase the pizza topping. I'll tell you what, I have a new product in the works that I was talking about today. It hit me within the last couple of days. No, I'd say the first time I thought about it was probably a year ago, but I've been kind of revived it. And it's something that's so different. So there's something unique I'm working on. Here's the cool thing. It's not something that anybody else is working on. It's one of those things. Rich Newton, give me a break. How are you doing, dude? Point Blank Pepper Company, people. Tell Mindy I said hi, will you? I hope you're doing well, man. Look at this. Phil Filati. I'm working on a new sauce. Got orders from the U.S. after your review. I'm working on it. I love that. You know, I say to everybody, I'm like, if you're in Egypt, you're just an idiot if you don't buy this sauce because you're in Egypt. He's from Egypt. You know, the shipping's easy. But if you're in America and you really want a cool sauce, lean into the pitch. Man, the pesto sauce was pesto was really cool. What a cool sauce it was. Star Wars Ladybug, are your books going to be available online only? No, they will be available as a digital download, but there will be copies you can buy. So for sure. Swear word. Hey, tonight, you guys, 8 p.m. Now, swear word is 8 p.m. I'm really bad about this. I'm right now in Pacific time. Look, on the swear word tonight, 8 p.m., please go watch. We're doing a podcast, and I love it's a great podcast. You're welcome, Lady Star Wars Ladybug. But I'm splitting this weekend to write this. I already have a good chunk written. A good chunk. Here's the thing. I'm just telling the story. And you know, I've written screenplays where it's a complete, like I've written a few screenplays based on a true story. But most of my screenplays are just absolutely something I fabricated in my head. The whole story, that every character is made up, every single thing's made up. And when I write one of those, Central, there you go. When I write one of those, I gotta, you know, I'm fabricating everything. These people, before I even write the screenplay, I'm like, this guy's name is Joe. He's, you know, he's the protagonist, and he's got a personality. He's got a family. I know where he went to school. I know what his problems are before I ever write the first line. You know what I mean? But with this, it's very different. With this, I'm just telling a story. I'm telling what happened. So the only challenge I have is what order to kind of tell it and how to kind of bring it all together. But Ken Foy, love your playing. Have you ever got rid of that guitar that you have regretted? Oh, plenty. Yeah, you bet. I have, and your playing skills really awesome. You thank you for saying that. It's really not. But thank you, Ken. I'm getting better. I've had a huge, if you watch the channel, go back like 3 years ago, I was playing Gibson Les Pauls and a couple other cool guitars I want since I was a kid. And then I got Strandberg. Like my skill improved a lot really quickly. So I attribute a lot of it to the guitar. Probably because it's so comfortable to say. I never put it down. But yeah, I have sold some guitars that I regret. Like I had a Epiphone 7-string Flying V. They only made it 1 year. It was beautiful. I had an amazing fingerboard. It was just it was an amazing guitar. But the problem is, which is stupid because I shouldn't have gotten rid of it. The problem is it had neck dive. Sometimes Flying Vs in general have neck dive with a 6-string. But when you have a 7-string, the fretboard's a lot wider and bigger and heavier. So where I stood up and played, if I let go of the guitar, I've never seen neck dive like that before. It just dove to the ground like that. It was just immediately, the butt end was up here, just like that. And you can't, it's not a guitar you can play standing up. You just can't. You could, even just moving your hand around, you have to adjust how you move your hand around because you're holding the guitar up while you're doing that. So, but it was a great guitar playing, sitting down, and I regret selling it. I shouldn't have sold it. I made money on it. I sold it for more than here's the thing. You know what I did the other day? I did a video. I had this Strandberg, and then this company called GOC reached out to me. They sent me a guitar. It's beautiful. It's a GOC material, and it looks really similar to the Strandberg. I don't want to say it's a knockoff, but made in China, and the build quality is as good, if not better, than the Strandberg is. I'm not fooling. And last night, I did a setup on my own setup. First time I've ever done a full setup on a guitar. But I got the intonations perfect and the action. It's like butter. But I said I was going to sell my Strandberg, but I know That's one of those guitars that if I sell, I'll be like, oh, what a stupid thing that was. So I'm going to keep it. My dad is mates with Tommy Emmanuel with Man and Skills, right, Diz? I'll tell you what, man. I'm friends with Bumblefoot. And Bumblefoot, Ron Thal, his name is. But he is what a guitarist he is. And he's the coolest guy in the entire world. Like, he's a cool guy. The shadows bugging you guys? Are the shadows driving you crazy? Sorry. But Balake, I will buy it. You talk about the guitar? I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I know if I sell it, I'll regret it. And you can put it in an overhead compartment. Like, I'm leaving Friday to go write this book. It goes with me. I can stick it in the overhead compartment. Otherwise, traveling with a guitar, if you've ever put a guitar, like sent it through, when they put it on the conveyor belt and it goes through the thing, you're like, oh my God. It's like the most anxious until it's in your hand and you're playing it and you realize it's not destroyed. It's the most anxious flight you'll ever be on. It's awful. And this, I can just pick it up and stick it in the overhead compartment. The only thing that makes me nervous is stuff can shift around and, told this great story. Last time I was on a flight with this guitar that I'm taking with me this weekend, I was nervous about it. And it was a Southwest flight. So I got on kind of early. And I said to the flight attendant, I'm like, listen, I want to put this in the overhead apartment, but I'm scared stuff's going to move around. And she was so cool. She's like, look, it's not a full flight. Stick it in this empty one and shut it. Everybody's going to think it's full. No one will open it. It's your bin. I said, are you serious? She was, yeah, go ahead. So I stuck it in there and shut it. Nada. No one even opened it. No one touched it. And I was fine until the plane landed. Because everybody gets up. And they're going through these packed overhead compartments. I kind of push the button and it drops down. And there's nothing in there but this guitar that's only this long. I wanted to point at her and say, she said it was okay. It's not me, but it is what it is. Can I handle horseradish like I can handle peppers? Star Wars Ladybug. I love horseradish. It's different. It's a different bird. Jen Marie, good to see you. It's got that. It's kind of like wasabi. You know what I mean? I did a wasabi challenge. It was one of the first. I'll tell you what. I haven't had a whole lot of videos demonetized. I did a video with Big Al and College Boy where we each had a Hoffen something. Hoffen. Somebody will finish it in the chat. Hoffen something. Hoffenhofer or something Hoffer. Anyway, it was a whole thing of wasabi. And we had a contest so you could eat it the fastest. And man, I uploaded that video, and within 30 seconds of being uploaded, it was immediately demonetized. A lot of times you'll upload a video, and it'll kind of play for a while, and you're like, you're fine. And then later on, it gets demonetized. To drag. The first time I chugged a bottle of plutonium, I uploaded it. And that's like one of the worst things I've ever done. And I've done it 3 times, but it's horrible. Like the kind of hot. Like I like stuff hot, but this is just like bad dream hot, like hell hot. Like just. And I did this video, and it was doing really great. It got to 68,000 views like that. And that was when my channel was, a lot smaller. I was like, holy mackerel, this video is going to do really well. And after 68,000 views, I get an email one day. I said, yeah, we're not going to let you monetize this. And it's age restricted. And there are certain countries we're not even going to let them see it. So they really gave me the business on that video. And then I did it 2 more times, and they were like, yeah, we're cool with that one. The last time I gargled it, and they didn't have a problem with that. I shouldn't say that. They'll go back and start looking at it. Stiggy, I think Pepper X is not the hottest pepper. How about eat a few and let us all see? If I had them, I would. But they're not going to release them because people that aren't on the payroll will tell the truth. I'm sorry. Everybody that's talked about it had a vested interest, a monetary reason to say good things about that. I'm not on anybody's payroll. I can't be purchased. So I would tell you the truth. Sean Somerville, good to see you, dude. Aussie, Lego. Good to see you, man. I remember that total panic. How are you doing this great day? Nuclean, I'm good. It's a beautiful day. Got a lot done already. Got a lot more to do before I leave town. So the only thing I'm taking with me is a bunch of. I'll still be making reviews. The channel's not going to change. Just where I do it. And there's there's not a lot of people in this chat. I don't know how many people are going to see this video, but when I upload the video, people say, "Where are you, Scoville? That's not your house. Where'd you go?" And I'll be like, "Good luck. I'm not telling anybody where I'm at, but I'm going to be focused like a laser beam, like for real." Pretty psyched about it. Already have a good start on it, though. Here's the thing, though. It's like I said, though, because I'm not making anything up, it's just telling a story. All I got to do is decide the order in which to tell it and then just put my time in at the keyboard. And that's really it. Come visit you in Tampa. You know what? The last time I was in Florida was at the I Like It Hot Festival. It was near St. Pete. It was really a great festival. I was with Tom Broom. Had a really fantastic time. Justin Renew. Hi, Johnny. Great to see you live and watching your videos quite a bit. I hope I'm well. I'm better than I deserve. Thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate it. If you're brand new to the channel and you don't know about this, please check. Sorry for the wind. It's crazy. It's blowing my laptop around. If you're new to the channel, check out the playlist. All right. The playlist is like, I'm not the Duke of organization. Anybody that knows me I just got buzzed by a bird. I looked right at it. It flew really close to me, then saw me looking at it, turned around, and now he's sitting on the fence. Go to the playlist and check that out, because in the playlist, it's more than it's not like super organized, but considering I did it, it's pretty well organized. The pergola looks good. Is that what it's called? Here's what we're doing. If everybody's watching, we're going to call it, what's the guy, Cumberpatch? What's his name? Benedict Cumberpatch. Have you ever seen how online just disrespects him with the name? There's 100,000 ways to say Benedict Cumberpatch, and none of them are right. And it's actually hilarious. If you want to burn some time, I've done this on videos here. Just Google alternate names for Benedict Cumberbatch, and you'll laugh till your sides hurt. That's what we're going to do with this. And the reason is, I was coming up the hill. I couldn't think of the word. I called it a Palermo, and we called it a Palumbo. I think today I'm going to call it a placebo. That's what we're going to call it today. It's a placebo. But every day we're going to call it something different. We're never going to call it the real thing. And that's going to be the joke. People are going to always say, "Hey, dude, it's a pergola." I'll say, "I'm sorry, what?" "It's a gondola today," or whatever. Are you going to grow a vine on it? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it, Sean? I think what we're going to do is throw like little side skirts on it, cut the side wind out. It's a pretty cool thing. You know, when we put it together, when we made it, I think I need more tincture. When we made it, I remember saying, I don't think we're getting much shade from it. I mean, it's helping you a little, but it actually does throw shade. Just one more drop of tincture. That's what I need. You know what's funny? Squirrel really does love me. I don't know. She'll be all right. I think she sees Tommy and I like one. Like I'm thing one, he's thing two. She just thinks, like when I showed up, she's like, and I met her before here. I met her when she was in Reno. But the first time I met Squirrel, like she's really squirrely with everybody. She doesn't like strangers. She's really wary with strangers. And I was in the house for a minute and a half, and she was like loving me. So I think the second she saw me, I smell like my brother. I look like him. We're very similar. So I think the cat's probably like, "Oh, cool. There's two of them." Stoked. She was immediately psyched that there was a couple of us. So like Tom, I've been here where Tommy split for a week, and you know, to be really honest, I'm not doing this to bum Tommy out. I don't think she even notices. She notices for 5 minutes when she watches him leave. Then I'm the dude. And it's thing one. And really I'm thing two when Tommy's around, but when he's gone, I become thing one and he becomes thing two. So I think she'll be fine. I'll be gone. I'll be back and she'll be stoked. She'll act like a kitten. Yeah, the wind is brutal, B. Hendricks. Sorry about that. Go grapes on this gondola. Maybe. It would be a good thing to grow grapes on account of the slats and the way it's built. It would be pretty cool. We do look like twins. We get that a lot, Lisa. We do. There have been times in our life we've got it a lot more. I showed you. You guys ever see the picture of Tommy and I when we were kids on the beach? I never showed you this. It's a pretty funny one because it'll give you an idea of the whole twin thing. When there was early on, we did not, like really young, but when he hit like 18 or 19, we really looked like twins. I don't know if you could be able to see that. No, you can't probably. Can you? Nah, you can't. But if you go to my Instagram, you'll see pictures of Tommy and I. We were young, where we looked very much like twins. Yeah, he's definitely an inch and a half taller than I am. The dude abides, Mr. Lego. The dude abides. Davey, you can all chill. Davey's here. We're good. Yeah, I do have it on my Instagram, T. Louise. And it's funny. We went through a period of time where we worked in the same office together, and our cars were the same car. Mine was white, his was red, and we go to the bank at the same time. And everywhere we went, we're like, "You twins," and it just got easier to say, "Yep, you bet we are." Time for jokes, Jen Marie. It's really funny. One day where were we? I think we were in a bank or a Walmart or somewhere. And there was this woman in front of us. She was tall as could be and older. And she turned around and she looked at us. She goes, "You two twins?" And we were in that phase where we weren't explaining that we were not. So we just said yes. And she went, "Oh my." It's hilarious. It's pretty funny. He's not really a fan of spice though. My mouth is still burning from that. The sound quality, great sound quality, all things considered. This laptop, the picture quality is pretty stunning too. But I'm telling you, look at where my head, like the line of where my head meets the blue. I look like I'm on a green screen or something. It almost doesn't look real. Yesterday it was worse. It's pretty strange. So we are going to go live just for a little bit longer, you guys. I'm going to Mass Amendment Auditor, the King of Heat. I'm not the king of anything, but thanks for saying that. Lisa White, you also have that grapefruit tree. That's hilarious. You know what it is? I don't care what anyone says. It's not a grapefruit. It's a what do they call it? It's a lemon, a ponderosa lemon. That's what that thing is. I don't care what anyone says. It's a ponderosa lemon. Google a ponderosa lemon and look at the thing that Tommy and I ate. That's what it was. I'm good. Nicholas Clemens. Thanks for being here, man. John Q. Public. Greetings. You know what, Diz? We did one hot minute yesterday. I don't think we've ever done a double back-to-back. I'm not sure we'll do one today, but next week we'll do it, I think. Uh-oh. Friggin' wise guy's been addicted to those Scorpion nugs. Harvest 912. Thanks to you, Johnny. I'm sorry, man. My noggin is rather ecliptic. Right? My noggin does a better job of ecliptic than the moon did yesterday. What a disappointment that was. Here's the deal, man. You know what my problem is? I believed what I read. I Googled Tucson. What's it going to be like in Tucson? Full eclipse. It said it. I showed Tommy. It said it. Full eclipse. Anything I'm afraid of? That's a good question. What am I afraid of? Yeah, there's a couple things I'm afraid of. It is what it is. I'll be really honest. Don't mock me. You can mock me. I got thick skin. I'm afraid of clowns. Clowns scare the crap out of me. I don't know why. I'm frightened of them. I don't like them. There's no such thing as a good clown. I don't like mimes, to be honest with you, either. They're the same thing. Not really, but, they're all related. They go to the same family reunions. Memes, mimes, and clowns. I don't like them. The other thing I don't like, I have a thing about being chased. I don't like being chased. It's kind of like a phobia. Other than that, I'm not really scared of much. You know what I mean? People make the mistake of in the comment section, I can type a word in and see, and every single time there's been a comment that has used that word will pop up. If I type in the word brave, there's probably 5,000 comments where people say I'm brave. I'm not. I'm really not. People confuse brave with that's not brave. What I do isn't brave. It's really not. I don't like clowns either, especially any clown. I'm not scared of dying. I think people confuse that with bravery, and it's not. It's just not something I'm worried about. You know what, Fel Filati? I had a problem with. I can't believe you brought up horses. I had a bad experience on a horse once. Not well. It ended fine, but it was emotionally traumatizing. It was terrifying. I was in. Do you mean Zion National Park? Because if that's what you're talking about, that's where I'm about to talk about. Tommy and I went to Zion National Park in Utah, and there was this tour you can go on. We're on horses, and it was me, Tommy, a couple other people with us, man. I was on this horse. I was probably on a horse. Oh my God, Sean, I'm talking about Zion right now. You know, you've been there. So, Zach D, good to see you, dude. So, I'm at Zion National Park with Tommy, and we're going to go on this horse, guided horse thing. You sit on a horse. Now, pretty sure when I was a little kid, okay, like 4 or something, I went to a kid's party and it was like a pony. Positive that happened. But I'd never been on a horse. You know what I mean? Like a full grown horse. So we were at Zion, and we went to this place, and the horse I had was old. I don't know if it was Old Smoky. I called him Old Smoky. It was smoky, and it looked smoky. It was grayish, like a dirty white. Didn't even look gray. It looked like a dirty horse, but it was his name was Smoky, and we're on. Everything's fine. I'm riding the horse, and just following the horse in front of it. So we're all fine. Everything's good. And I don't know if you've ever been to Zion National Park. Sean knows what I'm talking about. If you haven't been, like I live where the Grand Canyon is, I haven't seen it yet. If you took the average American to Zion National Park blindfolded, with, all right, we're at the Grand Canyon, you ready? You go, holy crap! Can I get a picture of this? You wouldn't know any difference. It's huge. It's scary big. So I'm on this horse, and there's this part where I'm seeing, you can tell that it's coming. We're moving towards it. You can see it, look, you can tell we're moving towards the edge. And as we're getting close, it moves to the right, and there's this ledge. It's probably 20 feet, but I'm terrified, and it felt like it was a windowsill, okay? Like we're walking on an edge. And it was more than that, but there's no railing, right? There isn't a railing there. So I was nervous. I'm hanging on. I'm telling you, I was hanging on to the leather straps. My fingers were like, you can white knuckling it. And I'm not choking the horse. I'm just gripping. Like, I'm just terrified. Everybody's smiling, having a good time. And I'm not. Because, first of all, the horse looked old. Okay. That's why I called him Old Smoky. And all the other horses looked young. You know what I mean? In that moment, I was in that horse's head. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know kind of, look, they have brains. I don't know kind of how stable this horse is. Like, I don't know how old it is, like 30 years old. And this is the 37,000th time it's done this. And it's just like, you know what? I'm sick of the oats. It's not that much of a payoff at the end of this thing. And this is my last ride. I got some clown on my back. I'm going to go over that railing. I'm taking this idiot on my back with me. That's what was going through my head. And I'm like, I don't know. There's no railing, you guys. There's no railing. So I'm hanging on to this thing. And and it wasn't a real long ledge. It wasn't like we're going to do this for a mile, but it felt like 10. So we're hanging on. I'm hanging on to this thing. And then it starts to go open. I'm like, oh, phew. It starts to open up into a field here. The ledge, the canyon, the end of the world's on one side, and it opens up into this field. And the second this horse saw it open up into the field, it started running like Secretariat. I mean, like Seabiscuit. Like it was like if it didn't get there first, whoever got there last was going to get killed. That's how fast it was running. And I'm not trying to make it run. And it's running as if I'm trying, like I'm like trying to make it run. And I'm not. So I'm just hanging on. I've never been on a horse that's run. And this thing was hauling the mail. Like it was old. It didn't look like it could possibly run that fast. And it may not have been running that fast, but it felt really fast to me. Okay. So it ran. It did not stop that run, that gallop, that pace. It kept it up until he got right back to his bowl of oats. And I got off that horse, and then everybody else showed up after. They thought it was funny, scared the hell out of me. It really did. It was very, very frightening. The worst part was on the ledge because, they think, I don't know. I wanted to say, have you ever a horse jump off the edge just because it was sick of doing this? And how well do you take care of him? It sleeps. It's exposed. You need better houses. Anyway, so that was frightening for me. So I don't know about. I'll right, Fel Filati. I'll do a camel. You'll get me on a camel. I got no problem with camels. Camels are cool. Camels spit at people. I think that's pretty funny. So you'll get me on a camel. We're trying to put together a trip to Egypt. I'm not even playing. I'm not trying to be funny. We really are. So that would be really cool. Listen, Davey, there are things I would run like crazy for, but it was just frightening. It was a spooky thing. It really gave me the creeps. I know Tommy remembers it well. Hung on. They didn't even clue me in, Chris. They didn't say, hey, listen, when the thing opens up and it opens into a field, hang on. No one said a word. And I was trying to, at some point, I'm like, hey, whoa. I'm doing the slow down thing. I'm pulling back. He's like, nah, man, I got this. This is cruise control. I'm going till I eat. That's what it was like. There was no controlling that horse, Sean. I'm serious. He was just like, man, I'm doing what I'm doing. It was scary. But I don't think a camel would do that. Camels don't. I've never seen a camel run. They always do that slow thing. They're camels, man. You can get me on a camel. Kiss freak. Good to see you. Heights get me. Never used to. 100 feet gets me. 200 feet gets me. 15,000 feet? Ain't nothing but a thing. It's the lower ones that frighten me. So Phil Filati was scared of camels when he was young, though. Had a family friend who was bitten by a camel, had a big lump on his arm for the rest of his life. Wow. Hey, we watch viral videos. Someone in the chat, there's only 47 of us. Somebody in the chat's going to say, I saw that meme, and you're going to laugh your head off. I'm watching a meme. 2 dudes outside. There's a camel tied to a tree. I don't know what they were trying to get this camel to do, but the camel wasn't having any part of it. The camel bends over, bites the dude on the head. He picks this guy up by his noggin and flips him across, chucks him 5 feet by his dome. Who's seen that? Who has seen that meme? I know somebody in the chat has seen it. It's the funniest meme in the world. If you haven't, Google camel picks dude up by his head, and you'll laugh your head off. There you go. Sean Somerville saw it. Phil Filati saw it. You had to know you saw it. You're in Egypt, dude. It's hilarious. Sean saw it. Crazy. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Picked him up, flipped him. Yep, Davey's seen it too. Yeah, it's Scooby. Scooby's here. Scooby. Good to see you. So that's one of the reasons I dig camels. Nicholas Clemens, I've been skydiving. No way I could do it. Here's the thing. You know what? People say that. You've heard everybody say, well, there's 2 kinds of people. Somebody will jump out of a good airplane, somebody who won't. Why do you think, civilians, common people can do that? There are 2 kinds of people that will jump out of an airplane. The ones who are supposed to jump out of an airplane are the ones who've never jumped out of an airplane. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll tell you what an experience that is. You don't even need to eat peppers. Listen, leave your peppers and eat them when you land. You don't need to eat peppers. Just jump. But whoa, it's so much fun. We're trying to move to Nevada. Can't settle on Reno or Vegas. Any input? Whew. I don't want to offend anybody in Vegas, Josh, but I'm going to be honest with you since you asked. I'm also going to be honest with you since I was dumb enough to read that question out loud. See how I read it up here? I could have just pretended I didn't see it. I read it. Now I got to deal with it. I go to Vegas if I have to. And this is how I feel about Reno. I've said this before, but this is how I feel about Reno. There are aspects of Reno that were spectacular. It's pretty. The pretty view. The weather's great. But have you ever had a meal that you aren't sure if you like or not, but you kind of keep eating it? That's Reno. I lived there for a bunch of years. And it was that, I like Tucson a whole lot more. I really do. If the plane's in perfect working order, I'm landing in it. There you go, Lord Kiss Freak. It's a fun thing to do, man. I did a bungee jump thing, too. That scared, though. Bungee jumping was way scarier than skydiving. It's the truth. The beard going on the way down made the whole skydive in. Sean, my daughter, watched the video. And my face, I don't care if you're 18, your face is going to ripple. But when you're 55 years old, your face is going to ripple. She told me I looked like a St. Bernard with his head out the window. I thought that was so funny. It was great to me. I enjoyed it. What's he doing? I just ate some tincture. Now we're just kind of talk a little bit. We're going to talk for another a little bit longer. Then I'm going to bounce. I have tonight on the swear word. I'm a guest on his podcast. Can't wait. Please check it out. Audrey eats hot stuff. Planning a skydive on my birthday in August. So exciting. You need to. It's such a good thing to do. Bungees are way worse, man. I didn't like the bungee jump. I've not been to Roosevelt Dam, the Hendricks. I'm game though. Rick is awesome. Rick Spicer. Wait, was it me? I did not buy Kiss's catalog, I think. Lord Kiss Freak. I heard rumors, but I've heard stories. They're talking. People are talking. You have a clip of you doing the para bungee. That's pretty crazy. It is. I really. I need to do the wingsuit. I got Tommy to the point where I'll get him to do it, but he won't do it anywhere near anything solid. He wants to do it like, he wants to jump from 16,000 feet, 10 miles away from the drop zone and just fly in and kind of just practice, and that's fun. And that's how I'll hook him. Okay. Don't say anything. A lot of you guys are on his channel. Don't say anything. He's not watching, but that's how I'm going to hook him. We'll do that. We'll flip around. You do one of these. You can kind of move. Once he feels the control he's going to have, I'll be like, dude, let's do it again. Before you know it, we'll be hugging ravines. Don't you kid yourself. I can't wait. Ziplining is interesting. It does look like a good time. Here's my problem. Where I live, there's mountains everywhere. And like right there, it's Finger Rock. Every time I look at it, I'm thinking, I can see the line I'd follow. And you could start it, like, seriously, start it 1.5 miles up and about 4 miles that way. So by the time you get here, you can just come over the top of that ridge and just, I need to do it. Need to do it. Momo Nanga. Don't make me put you in timeout. I am absolutely addicted to the pepper. We are all addicted to the pepper. The squirrel suit. Yeah, we'll have to call it the squirrel suit. Here's the thing. You know what? I know it's ridiculous. It's not just the arrogant athlete in me, but I know I'll be really, really good at it. I promise you. I know I will. So it's just something I have to do. 1 hot minute was awesome yesterday. Wasn't that fun? How are the scorpions? You know what? You mean the ones that sting you? Summer, Sean, I haven't seen any yet. But you know what's interesting that I did not know about? Apparently, it could be wrong, but all is what I've read. The scorpions will glow in the dark if you hit them with a black light at night. Did you guys know that? It's pretty crazy. So think about that. You know what? I've got a black light. We can come out at night and search for them. That'd be kind of cool. They're a pretty interesting animal, Fel Falati, do you think you can organize some sort of chili head contest in Egypt? Fel Falati, that is a dandy question. Hang on a minute. Let me see. There's a lot of moving parts on that, and the problem is, hang on a minute, Lord Kiss Freak, you want a moderator? You are a moderator. Don't play games with me. It comes with tremendous responsibility. Lord Kiss Freak now wields a wrench. Fel Falati, here's the thing: how many chili heads do you have in Egypt that would be cool with that? How many? I assume we would want to have some. Chili heads, like kind of a more well-known chili heads to kind of help it along. You know what I mean? So it would take. There's a lot of moving parts. It would take a lot of organization. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: a lot of these people would some would be coming from the U.S. You'd probably want UK Chili Queen. She would love to do that. I'm certain. You'd have some chili heads from NZ. You'd have some chili heads from Oz. You'd probably have a couple chili heads from the Philippines. You know what I mean? So that'd be kind of cool. It could be interesting. Agreed, Justin Renew. Agreed. I've not found any yet. Dizzy is here to record the actions. Dizzy records everything. Dizzy Dragon. I would never do wingsuit or not missing anything. Oh, dizzy. Like we drive, like today it happened. We're driving, and I'm looking at this mountain range. He's like, "You're doing it again, aren't you?" Because you are. You're thinking about what line you take. I'm like, maybe. It took 5 years of not asking for a wrench to get one. You got it, man. You're definitely worthy, Lord Kissfree. Thank you, Audrey. I don't think I'd do the base jump, Diz. I don't know. I would combine the two. You know what I mean? Leave from a structure and finish with wingsuit. But I don't know about. I'm not sure about with wingsuit, but I know this with base jumping, they pack you with one chute. You don't have a second chute. And the reason they do that is if you have an issue with your first chute, you're not going to have time to cut your chute away and hit the second. So there's no point in packing a second. All right. So I don't know. But I've seen a ton of wingsuit videos that start off. I saw one the other day I showed Tommy, and this is the one that almost got him. He didn't. You don't even when you first look at it, you don't know the dude's gonna wingsuit. You see a dude on a sled. From his point of view, he's on a sled. You can't see where he's going, and then it spins around. You see it from a front. He's off a cliff. And the sled is a little plastic sled. It's got a rope attached to it. So as soon as he leaves it, the rope, they pull the sled back and the next guy goes. But he goes from going really quick on a sled to instantly, I've got to do it. It's a problem. It's a problem. Has that quail made himself at home on my gondola? He sure did. It irritated me. It was obnoxious yesterday. In fact, we were having our coffee in the morning. Tommy in the kitchen. So we look at that. 2 California quails parked right there, 2 of them. They were plump, fat ones. Man, oh man. Penango. You know what we need for Penango? We need to remake it. We haven't everything's out of stock right now because we're doing a couple of things that we can't really talk about. That's taking us in not a different direction. Same direction, but kind of we're doing some different things. So we don't have any in stock right now, but we will. They are cool looking birds. There's a lot of really cool. Today I saw something today that was really weird. I see the cactus pecker. It's a woodpecker, but it sits on top of that cactus and pecks the cactus. Now, if I brought this thing over and showed you the spines on this thing, they're that long. I'm not making it up. I don't know how long the dude's beak is, but he's pecking. I don't know how he's not getting those things in his dome when he pecks this. But anyway, today I saw the cactus pecker standing on something he couldn't peck. I've never seen him on anything that he couldn't actually peck at. And he was sitting on a metal fence. That was interesting. The brown fatali are intriguing. They are. What is my favorite pod generally based on flavor? AR asks. On pure flavor, I talk about just any pepper or super hot. Because if it's any pepper, I promise you, the ahis are the best tasting peppers in the world. Now, as far as super hots, I think like lemon yellow, like Dizzy said, and the killer yellow, those are going to be the best tasting super hots. But as far as just any peppers, to me, ahis are just unbelievable. But chocolate recently they have. Dizzy is just Dizzy. You know what the scary thing is? I could say the question out loud and not say a word. I could write my answer down on a piece of paper. I promise you it would match what he would tell you. He knows what I'm going to say before I say it. It's a little spooky. Not going to lie to you. Sometimes I have to not think about it. I'm like, don't do that to all your videos. Pretty weird. Nice guy though. For real. Scotch bonnets are awesome. Ghost peppers really are great too. Guys, we're almost going to wrap up. We're going to do 5 more minutes and then we're done. I got my daughter to eat an orange hob with me yesterday. Didn't phase her. Took another bite. Wow. Gnarly. Listen, I think it's great. You know, it's funny when you're kids everything is, in infants, they put everything in their mouths. And when you're kids, your kids are they're like dogs. Puppies are like food driven. When you have kids, they're like food motivated. And when they that's why kids love sour. They love anything like that because it's different. You know what I mean? I remember it was really funny. My sister Scoba's oldest son, David, he has a child now. He's 6'3", but when he was a little baby, I mean this big, not a baby because he can't give babies mints, but he was old enough to the point where you could start letting him try a mint. And he had this mint candy, and he had never had one. And they gave him this candy, he put it in his mouth, and he went. It was a different experience. And we love that. We never lose that. So, it's good to get kids started. Kids love a different experience. Why I think they love, listen, the kids love all the spicy stuff that a lot of parents don't eat. Kids like the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I don't really dig those, but a lot of kids do. Parents don't eat them. The parents would probably think it's hot. You know what I mean? Kiss for 8 question. Corn nuts as hot as a tube of Terra peanuts? It's a weird thing. I don't think so. But I think they end up burning you just as bad, if not worse, because you have to chew them up. So there's so much powder on them. They're so coated with powder, and they're really dry as they are. So when you chew them up, you have to chew them up so well to swallow them that you're grinding that powder into your gums and your mouth. It's a way worse mouth burn, I think. I think the stomach burn and the calf cramps you get from a tube of Terra are probably a little worse. But the mouth burn, in my opinion, is worse with the 2.0. It is the dryness. And the funny thing about it is, Shell. Hi, Shell. The dryness is funny. Some people, I remember the first time, I've done it before. I was like, I'm going to do a speed run. And you shove a handful in your mouth, you're like, that's a mistake. It's like swallowing wet cement. If you're going to do a speed thing with a tube of Terra 2.0, you got to throw just a couple in your mouth at a time. And the truth, man, forget the speed thing. Even if you're just going to do it in 10 minutes, you just got to throw a couple in your mouth at a time. Otherwise, it's tough, man. It really is. Favorite metal band? Man, I don't know. I don't know. I like Slipknot a lot. People will give me such a hard time with this, but I really love Metallica. I really do. Sorry, Metallica. You know what Metallica did? Metallica made it okay for soccer moms and boomers and older people. They're like, oh, wait a minute. What is that? Who wrote that song? It kind of sounds good. They kind of took it and made it mainstream. So if nothing else, you have to respect them, love them for that. So I'm sort of, not only that, I can play a lot of Metallica, which is kind of cool. So I'm not, Lisa. You know what, though? Boy, I like Rammstein a lot. That's a great band. Dig Rammstein. And they're fun to play, too. There's a lot of fun stuff they play. They are pioneers, Kristen. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, I remember reading recently that Kurt Cobain, one of his biggest fears was his fear that people were going to think that he sold out. All right? And what you end up realizing is that people almost want you to do dive bars and to a crowd of 100. They almost would rather keep you there. The minute you do well, you're a sellout. You know what I mean? I remember the first time we started selling tubes of Terra, people was like, Johnny is not making enough money. You're right. I'm never going to be making enough money. But people have a problem with it. You know what I mean? And I remember watching this great interview with Hetfield. And they said, what do you say to your fans who say you sold out? And he said, I do. Every night, every seat. So, it's funny. Like everybody, there's 45 of us on here right now. Some of us are YouTubers. Some are not. If you're a YouTuber, you'll go, oh, my God, you're right. I know. I know what you're talking about. People in normal life, like my neighbor there is not a YouTuber. My neighbor there is not a YouTuber. They want to make as much money in their lives. They want to be as financially successful as they possibly can. Nobody in the world would fault them for that. Nobody's going to go, oh, you're greedy. Nobody's going to fault them for that. That's the God-given right as an American. But the minute a YouTuber appears that they're making money, or a band starts, going to bigger arenas or doing more tours, or that's when they start getting mad and call you a sellout. So I don't really care. Let me tell you something. let me tell you something. When the Super Hot thing came out, I did a video where I said there's going to be some changes to this channel. You're going to see, and you've seen already. This video brought to you by. I've never done that, and I've made. If you knew, I'm not trying to. I'm not an arrogant dude at all. I'm really not. But if you had the number, the monetary number that's been made by sauce makers and sauce producers from stuff they've sold from the 5,400 videos I've made over 8 years, you'd fall off your chair right now. So it's time for me to make some money. Because here's the thing that's true. I'm telling you the truth. This is just the truth. People think that if you have a YouTube following, they think you're rich. Don't Google me. You'll all think I'm a millionaire. I'm not. You'll Google me and they'll tell you that I am. I'm not. But there are changes coming. Like a book. Like this book deal. A lot of cool changes coming. It is what it is. I love Iron Maiden. You know the only thing about Iron Maiden? You guys want to know a fantastic fact about Iron Maiden that very few people know? Johnny Scoville and Iron Maiden are in business together. Oh, yeah. I played a couple of, what was the first Iron Maiden song? Got Another Thing Coming? I can't remember which song it was. The first time I played a Iron Maiden song on my channel. I was done with the upload. And I mean, I'm watching the upload going 98, 99%. The second it hit 100%, I got an email. And it said, you got a copyright strike. They said, so what you can do is you can go into business with Iron Maiden. Or was it Judas Priest? I got like 3 different bands that did that to me. They said you can take a strike or you can share your profits with them. So I'm like, guess what? We're in business together, people. It's kind of funny. But I played like a lot of music on my channel and no one's done that. Like Metallica's like, whatever. Have fun. Brandon, good to see you, bro. Very good to see you. Seventh Son album was great. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's almost there, Back in Black. That's a great album. It's really weird. There's a special thing on this computer that I've never seen on a different computer where before I go live, it says, you want to use the special lighting. I don't know what they mean by that. I'm reluctant to hit yes before a live stream because I don't know what'll happen. I think the next time, maybe we'll go live again tomorrow. We'll do that. We'll go live again tomorrow and I'll risk it. And we'll try that special lighting. Maybe it'll change and offset all these shadows we got going. Riverdale, good to see you. Flamin' Jackson, love you, dude. Mike, Chili, Eskimo Stoltz, good to see you. I have. Mike, somebody else suggested that to me. Who was that? Maybe it was my son. I can't remember. Album, here's the thing. You talk about album covers. Iron Maiden had some unbelievable album covers. They really did. You know who else did? The Cars. Do you guys ever remember? AR, got a bus pass. Check out the Couch Time series. For real. Do you guys ever remember the Cars back in the 80s? Remember Candio? You want to have a really trippy experience? Candio. A girl's laying on a Ferrari 3 GT, I think. She's laying back and she's in like a little one piece. Crazy album cover. I remember being a kid going, they can put that on an album cover? And I just felt, I'm just such a Cars fan. At any rate, if anybody remembers that album cover, what I want you to do when this video is done, because we're going to end it right now. When we're done, Google Candio album cover. And then Google right after that the inspiration for the Candio album cover. And it's the exact girl, the exact car, unbelievable. And it's a real picture. And this famous artist said, you know what? I like that. We're gonna make that an album cover. But it's wicked cool. Very, very cool album cover. Anyway, we're going to end now. I'm a Cars fan, Riverdale. Hey, thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, people who just got a bus pass. Make sure you check out the Couch Time. Some shady things in there, but all honest. And you know what? There's some things in that couch time that are going to end up in this book, but I'll tell them in a different way so it's not boring and repetitive. That I promise you. All right, you guys, I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. We'll do this again. You guys up for another one tomorrow? Who wants a bus ride tomorrow? Oh, wait. Do I hear a yay or a nay? Do we have some yays or nays? If I get a nay, we're not doing it. We got a couple of yays in there. Oh, we got some yays. No nays. Yays. All right. Well, thank you, Lord Kiss Freak, for the wrench work. Love you guys a lot. Please be kind to somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Thomas Turner, good to see you, man. We see you guys tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.